Welcome back, attractive and well-educated watchers, to a brand new episode of The Frontier, now that we are back. Last time we left off, the inspector from the Frontier Establishment Cooperative arrived, and he found that the community was no longer a single community. Now he's considering things. After the party desperately tried to convince him that things were totally fine, during which that convincing Torg, the were-crocodile, newly transformed, brought a 35-foot giant crocodile into the meeting room in Dalnama and demanded that Torner make it smart, which Torner then, for whatever reason, did, mostly without question. The next day, one of the spider people came out of the Temple of Genesis and said that things were going wrong, and they found out that there was basically a frickin' holodeck in the back of their hotel, Room Zero, within which there was a cool different universe or whatever. So everybody, say hello. Introduce yourselves.
Oh, introductions.
Yes.
I'm Anastas Skyrider, playing Aldous Ronan, the human armor artificer.
I am Adam, playing, as usual, Torner Firestrike, the Circle of Wildfire Dwarf Druid.
I'm Flicker, playing Calden, the Bladesinger.
I'm playing Oleg with a wig.
Yes.
I am Seth Gautomia. I play a Gnarl Recolter, Druid of Land, and Requisite Group Furry.
Excellent. So first and foremost, as always, we have a little bit of block text.
But can we talk about the new map?
Yes, we can indeed talk about the new map. Didn't we have this new map last time?
I don't think we did.
Okay, well, explain it.
Alright, so, TLDR, the map that Flicker had sketched out, using the same tools that Seth used to make the original map in Incarnate, I essentially traced that map and then made edits here and there as desired by the group. And so basically I rebuilt the map to be a little bit more like the original, but most importantly is that the map is no longer missing like a mile or so of length at the bottom, so it's actually full-sized, plus some other cute stuff. Like some extra decorations and whatnot. There's, forests around the canyon walls. Without paying for Incarnate, I have to still use mountains for the borders of the valley, but it is in fact like a hard cliff face, not mountains. You can't just walk up the mountain. You would need to climb a sheer cliff face.
Yes. Yeah, there are only a couple of entry points, there's a switchback set that you can go up back here, near where the old ogre camp was, and you can get up near Dalnama, and then you can get up through a system of pulleys and staircases and stuff near Tiantan.
I also imagine maybe Broken Falls, because there was kind of a landslide there. So
and Broken Falls you can also climb up, but it's all scree and everything, and so you're literally just going over mucky, slippery rock face and stuff, or
nothing fun.
Pebble face. Nothing fun. Yeah, not like the other ones who are not fun, but they're at least reasonable. You're just walking upstairs or whatever. But if you want to climb up Broken Falls or whatever, it just sucks.
It's an uphill battle.
Yeah.
I will be making minor updates to this map over time, but I won't feel the need to mention them. I just wanted to mention the big update.
And we will eventually be expanding the map considerably after this season. So it'll get bigger. We've already got the thing north of it made. It's pretty fun. So yeah, that's good news. It's a nice new upgrade. Everybody ready for block text?
Yes.
Yep.
Onward. Last time you left off, the party had split up with Aldous, Inarl, and Torner, now mysteriously without his Staff of the Woodlands, traveling into the Dark Forest after an episode of crude information gathering in the village of the Oirish, a quaint and undifferentiated humanoid-looking people who live a peaceful life within this Room Zero's spellware program. Calden and Oleg stay at the entrance to the room, within which it seems there is an entire region, maybe even a whole world, but the others are wondering what will happen. The lights of the hotel flicker dangerously as Oleg and Calden look into the world, waiting. From a door nearby, room 01, Strength Wizard emerges and sees the two of you. Ah, Oleg, my good friend, he says, flexing grandly, before coming to embrace the goblinoid. And Calden, a smart man if I ever saw one. I was hoping I could talk to you soon, he offers. Oleg and I have been talking, and I think you'll appreciate this sort of idea. He smiles and winks at the tall goblinoid. Go ahead and tell him, Oleg.
Strength Wizard, I'm afraid this is a bad timing. I think there is chaos in this room.
Well, then there's no better time! Point the way, good friend! We'll take it on together!
It's right there, in that room. And the people went in, the other friends of mine went in, and they're just in there, and they want to find it, and they can't find it, and it's just hiding just like the real chaos.
Well, that does sound concerning. I think we should investigate this more closely. Don't worry. If I'm around, I'll make sure everything is taken care of.
I was standing here at the edge because I wanted to make sure that this stupid chaos does not escape while they're looking for it. I don't know. We need a guard here. We need a guard here, and then we have to get in, and we have to rip its head off.
Well, you have those strange talking spiders that you could station outside the door. After all, you are the hotel manager, aren't you?
You got it. I'll be back.
Excellent.
Out of curiosity, Shy, how long have we been waiting here?
Oh, probably an hour. Maybe 2.
So if I'm understanding, my staff disappeared before we went into the room?
You woke up, and your staff was gone this morning from the normal location.
I'm gonna kill that croc.
Now let's not jump to conclusions! We don't know if a suddenly awakened intelligent crocodile stole your staff of the woodlands. Or are you talking about the were-crocodile? There's a couple of crocodiles that we can talk about here. You don't know that Torm took your stick either.
I'm not really making the differentiation here.
We don't know that Torg took your stick either.
You know, Torner, Calden's really good at hunting. He doesn't particularly seem to care.
You guys aren't with each other.
Hunts.
You guys aren't with each other right now. Sorry, we're
Go ahead.
Anyway, I'm gonna stay at the entrance.
Cool beans. Alright. Meanwhile, back at the Dark Forest, as you enter the Dark Forest, you hear the sound of an unholy shrieking after some minutes of traveling into the darkness, the rotted trees and blackened leaves looking disgusting and unholy around you. In the distance, through the rotted stumps and trunks, you see something that looks like... one moment, just gonna... Looks like... this in relevant pictures. You see it?
I meant to open the... Oh, jeez.
Relevant pictures, everybody. Looks like this.
Hell is that thing?
Well, it's a good question.
Arcana or nature?
Well, it's nothing that you would ever see in nature. So let's say Arcana. Anybody else who has Arcana is more than entitled to roll.
Can I guidance my roll for Arcana?
You may.
Awesome.
Oh, and God, is it gonna be important? Alright, so... Oh, nice! Very good! Okay, that gives you something. You have never seen anything like this, but you know that when old PCs, personal crystal displays, get screwed up, sometimes they can write new lines of malevolent code that, in these sort of simulations, take the form of hideous monsters. This might or might not be a line of malevolent code. And it screams at you, flicking its pseudo-wings and showing its horrifying teeth barbs, and you suddenly realize there are dozens of them, attracted by your less than stealthy movement through the forest.
What I was gonna say, didn't I do Pass Without Trace before going in the forest last time? I was gonna say, that's why I accidentally posted. I was trying to look at the details of it.
Well, long story short, all this is not stealthy.
True, yeah, heavy armor.
Iron Man.
Hold on, I don't have
Iron
disadvantage on my stealth either.
But Iron Man is not a creature of stealth.
I've got +5 to stealth. How dare you?
Okay, buddy.
+4.
Okay, buddy.
I'm just saying.
You're very important. We value you highly.
Thank you.
Just, we all have our strengths and weaknesses.
Man.
So, everybody, feel free to roll initiative.
Jeez. Click on
I believe
token.
I think I'm going to decline from rolling initiative.
Oh yeah, you and Oleg don't have to roll initiative.
Oh wait.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine.
Oh no!
Rough! Like, super
Really
rough. Yeah, it's real rough. But it's not as bad as how they got it. Also, Anase, would you mind putting up the turn counter? Thank
Fantastic.
you. Thank you so much.
Alright, 1 second. Oh, there we go. Now it got them all.
Beautiful.
I'll just change mine.
Can you put bad code 3?
They have a flat dex, huh?
Oh, sorry, bad code 5. Right. No, it's just not good. It is the lowest. Like, there you go.
Oh, never mind.
So, Seth,
Yeah.
your hair trigger saved you.
Sorry,
Mhm.
we see where we went wrong there. Their lineup in the initiative counter is 5.
So wait, 5 is their. Oh, gotcha.
It's
There's
their
not
count.
5 of them. There's dozens of them. Their initiative is 5. Yeah. There's
There's
dozens
not
of them.
5 of them. No, there's a whole lot more.
They're about as big as horses, by the way.
My bad.
And there's
Oh my.
dozens of them.
You guys have stumbled upon a herd of fucking bad guys.
Well, they
You have a
did.
herd of viruses.
They did tell you not to go into the dark forest. Like, literally everybody said that. So, you just don't go into the dark forest now, though, don't you know?
Well, considering nobody in the village seemed to be the one person we were looking for, it was kind of the only other place we had to go.
Excellent. Okay, well...
So seeing this shit, that person's not going to be here either, because if they were, they'd be dead.
Now, it is really important to remember that the edge of the dark forest is not far away. Retreat is an option. You are not surrounded. Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
you're
you
not surrounded
know.
yet.
There you go. Good God, is that actually the turn order and initiative roll?
Seems like it.
Y'all are slow, and not like just the party, like y'all, like the whole ass. Everybody here is having a lazy Sunday, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. It's just gonna be a casual chase.
Yeah, it's a casual day today. Yeah, quick test run before the real thing. Okay. So Torner, it's your turn. Also, before the fight really start, we did mention they scream at you. So There you
I
go.
heard a fraction of that, and then it stopped. Love it.
Got noise gated.
Yeah. Yeah.
I imagine
Gotta
it'll be
love
on the
noise gated.
recording.
Yeah, don't worry, totally be on the recording. All the viewers will hear it.
Feel free to link me to that moment.
Well, I don't have my staff.
No, you do not.
Okay. I'm going to use my bonus action to bring out my wildfire spirit. How far away are these things?
Oh, like 300 feet.
Why are you gonna try
Yeah.
to piss him off?
I'm going to summon my wildfire spirit, and I'm going to nope out of this. Like, nope. Nope.
Wait, can't you take people with your fiery teleport?
I can take willing creatures with me in my fiery teleport, but my fiery teleport only moves us 15 feet.
I mean,
you-
moving us 15 feet away would still be a help. Get a nice head start.
I believe he's gonna start a fire between you and them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. My first instinct is to throw up a wall of fire and just fucking leave, guys. Not gonna lie.
Oh, no arguments here. I am ready. The Gnarl's hair is like standing up, like, you know, prey instincts on full blast.
All right, so shit.
Albus is breaking a sweat through his helmet, so he's going to go with.
Okay, so we're all willing to fiery teleport the fuck out of here.
Right. Catch the forest on
Hello.
fire and leave. Your usual plan.
Yeah, that's the thing. Let me see here. I'm trying to remember. I can order my wildfire spirit to teleport us away. So I'll do that after I go ahead and just throw up. Let me look at wall of fire. How big of this wall can I make? A range of 120 feet. Concentration up to a minute. 20 feet high. 60 feet long. I'm just going to throw up a 60-foot long, 20-foot high, 1 foot thick wall of fire 120 feet away and fiery teleport us another 15 and then just bolt.
Nice, okay. Roll up a spell check thing.
So, wisdom check.
Wisdom check to cast the spell? Oh, shit.
Roll a spell roll.
I believe Shy is seeing how much of the forest you catch on fire,
Yes, that is exactly what we're saying.
rather
you want
than
me to
how
just
well
roll-
you cast the spell.
You want me to just roll a d20 and add my wisdom to it?
Roll
You could just
roll
click
whatever
Just roll
you
your
would
wisdom.
roll whatever you would roll if you would roll like an attack or whatever.
This is... It's not an attack, though.
No,
He's seeing.
It's for a forest check.
just
Just
do
roll
it.
wisdom.
Just do it.
Okay. Okay,
He's
so a
having you make an
d20...
attack roll against the
My
forest.
spell attack bonus is a 10.
Okay. The forest.
So that's a 27.
The
Wait, is that with
forest.
the staff?
I believe that's with the staff.
25.
Without the staff. So that's minus
26.
2, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's an
So,
8.
And
I was gonna, you've got 20 wisdom
Okay.
too, right?
Oh.
My wisdom is 5.
It's still very high.
Yeah, so you have max wisdom, so it's an 8 on the
So,
roll.
more or less same thing happens. The forest conflagrates, immediately bursting into flames around both in front of you and around the monsters, allowing you to get the hell out of there if you really so want. As you leave the dark forest, you see black smoke rising from its depths, but otherwise, there is no wind blowing toward you, only away from the shore.
It's a good thing we're near an ocean.
Kalden, you, as Olek is going around and gathering up a bunch of spider guards, you see black smoke rising from the distant dark forest. You also see some ships rolling up on the shoreline. Small ships, but they're, well, roll a perception check.
Why couldn't I just use passive?
Because they're very far away, you have to squint to look at them.
Yeah. I get why. It's just I don't get the bonus.
Oh, fair enough. We see where you're going. Sorry about that, but rules is rules. So as you squint, put your hand over your eyes or what have you to block out the light from the right straight above you, you see that they're full of dudes that are like jumping onto the land and raiding in. They look like raiders.
Oh,
They
great.
actually
The Vikings
look
attack.
like raiders. Not Vikings, more like pirates, if you will. But yeah, look like some dudes jumping out on the shore, rolling up on land.
Fuck this shit. I'm gonna go back to the PC.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What do you want to do with the PC?
I'm casting Dispel Magic on it.
Nothing happens. It does not work.
Really?
The PC is too powerful.
It
Another
uses
case
higher
of
level
my
magic.
spell. Another case of my spell is doing exactly what they say, unless they don't. All right. Well,
I would say you could try casting it at a higher spell slot.
I only have thirds.
Rough.
Flicker, did you expect like a 3rd level spell to beat this PC instead of like 9th level magic? Just saying.
To be fair, the PC has remained for over 200,000 years, so it...
And it is only just now having problems.
kind of implies that if it hadn't been running the entire time, it would be just fine. Because Aldous' people still have them. They're like ancient relics used specifically for like specialty training and learning programs and stuff, but they have them. And they didn't make them, they have them from like the old ruins. Yeah. So like, these are very powerful devices. On that note, at about that time, as you're walking out, finding that you can't dispel the thing, you have enough spiders, and Strength Wizard and Olek are back. The forest is on fire. There are raiders running up on the shore. Olek, you can see this. And Strength Wizard is more flexy than ever.
Okay, wait. So they are on the shore.
Raiders are on the shore. Yeah, it's looking like there's some raiders on the shore.
And they don't look anything like a Turner and so on.
Roll a perception. It's very far away, so,
Give me a sec. Why is my roll 20 not working? Okay, give me a second, because it seems like it doesn't... Can you roll
no
for
problem.
me? Just roll for me.
That's good. If anybody would be noticeable at a distance, it'd probably be a Gnarl, because, she's quite different from most other humanoids.
She's also smaller.
I'm gonna
That would
put
also
the
be harder.
information. I'm gonna put the information for Wall of Fire up just in case we need it.
Cool. Olek, you do not see what the little dudes look like. However, Calden, your perception is enough to make out kinda general outline of that. They don't have spears, though. They don't have weapons, but they are looking rambunctious.
Okay, is there a skill that I can roll? See what I know about whatever the fuck that is.
Yes! Feel for... One moment, what...
Nature, Arcana, History.
History!
Oh boy.
Roll a history. That's the one we want, yeah.
It's not too bad.
That's not too bad. You're thinking these are Sahuagin. You thinking these are like lawful evil water dwelling fish people or what have you. Da fish.
Okay, I'm gonna tell Oleg to tell the others to get back here as fast as possible.
Okay, I transmit to them to get the hell out of there. And then I charge
They're
them first.
well ahead of you.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm so far ahead of you on that. There's a whole lot of nope in here.
You guys don't even know. And RL, Torner, and Aldous don't even know that they're going. Like, because we assume you're going back to the village, because it's closer. Yeah, so you don't even know that they're getting raided yet. Oleg, you said you charged head in, right?
Yes.
Yes? All right. As Oleg charges head in, and it's right about then, everybody in the Aldous party roll a perception.
Perception. Not bad.
All right. So as you get about halfway from the village, or from the forest to the village, escaping the flames and smoke and shrieking from the dark forest, you see McCreary, who you recall was quite aggressive to you earlier, going, "What did you do in the dark forest there? And now we're being raided! You gotta make it to the town! If you want to do anything for these people, you gotta help us from the Sahuagin!"
Jeez.
I'll tell you whatever you need if you keep it from going south.
Oh, fine.
We'll keep you safe, Aldous reassures the man.
God damn it, can't ever be a fucking easy day, son of a bitch.
When has there ever been an easy day down in this valley? There's been a couple.
Whenever I'm dealing with my sheep and my wolves, those are usually easy days. Come on, somebody needs some killing.
Alright.
These things should be more manageable than whatever the hell was back there.
Shy,
Yes?
just how many did I see on those ships?
Jumping off of the boats or whatever. Like, they're small. They're not like ships. They're like big boats.
Still, how many?
Probably a few dozen, Just dudes, nothing the whole party by themselves probably couldn't take, with a group of defending villagers or what have you. But, like, few dozen raiders.
So we all rushing in?
Nope.
Sure. Yeah.
Most of us rushing in?
Oh my god.
Yeah, seems like it. Ooh, I do have that prepared.
Alright.
I'm gonna turn to Inarl and go, do you have spike growth today?
Yes, I do.
You think we should combo this shit up?
I think
Did
we can.
somebody ask for me to cast web that I finally prepared?
Oh my god.
Web, whatever. Web, spike growth, let's make this as painful as possible.
Mm. I've got my staff. I can do Wall of Thorns, even.
I'm really salty about my staff right now. Not gonna lie. Really salty about that staff. Yeah. Alright, so I guess we're all closing in.
Yep.
Yep, and as you all get close to the village, you meet up with each other just outside, McCreary looking worried. So you are all together again. Congratulations, everyone.
With the exception of Flicker.
Oh, Calden, did you stay behind?
Yeah.
Wow, what a dick. Okay.
I know, right?
He's trying to figure out how to shut the computer off with us inside it.
Oh no.
Somebody really needs to give them an ass whooping.
It's not my village. I'm not putting my life on the line for it. It's not even real.
Alright, so how far away from the pirates are we?
You can get down there in about 5 minutes, if you book it.
Okay.
Alright.
Let's go.
What?
Okay.
Do I need to clear the turn order?
Yes.
Yeah,
we gotta admit, we expected you to actually fight for a little longer there.
No, let's just go ahead and save our resources. Let's figure out another way later. Be smart about this.
I set the forest on fire. What more do you want from me?
Why do
Maybe not set the forest on fire.
A valid question, but, new growth comes from scorched earth.
That wasn't the question. That was a statement.
In fact, look at this burning of the dark forest and those creatures as debugging.
Yes.
Oh my god.
He is literally burning away the malicious code.
We love and hate this in equal parts.
I for one, fully endorse Torner's scorched earth tactics in this area.
In this case, I'm kind of agreeing to, actually. Because it's the Dark Forest. Get rid of the Dark Forest and they lose their terrain advantage.
Oh my god.
Now here's a question. Because they're all in this room, right? And so if you actually set something on fire, they will run out of oxygen.
I know a room like this.
Now you're thinking properly.
Now, here's the thing, though. As a dwarf, I'm naturally shorter than the rest of you, so when you all start to feel lightheaded, I know it's time for us to leave.
Here's another question, though. What kind of environmental control?
Oh man, this is amazing. Oh, okay. So as you get down toward the docks, where the fishmen have deboarded their boats, they are all unarmed, you'll notice, but they seem... half of the village seems to be standing, on one side, about 40 feet away from, the whole entire raiding crew, and they're yelling at each other at maximum oxygen. So you're hearing... Oh, you always be going on all the various different places, you squamish dog! Everybody here is just trying to make a good living! And then one of the Sahuagin, these crazy fish people, which we will post in relevant pictures there. They just don't have weapons, but they look like that. And one of those guys go, "You're always taking our fishing territory! We've come to make good on it again!" It's a fishing dispute. Our people have always fished these waters. You came after us.
So we might not have
at all what I thought. This is not at all what I thought we'd be running into.
All right, who's got the best charisma in the party?
That's Oleg.
Obviously Oleg.
I forgot Oleg was with us.
Oleg recently joined.
Yeah, just arrived. Alright.
Alright. I believe in you. And Aldous puts a hand on your shoulder and casts guidance.
Looks like we won't have to fight. Maybe.
Use your powers of distorted reason to reason with these unreasonable reasonables.
Good. Okay. So what is charisma?
If you have diplomacy, it's even better.
That's not
Persuasion
a skill.
in 5e.
Persuasion. Yes, thank you. We will warn all of the viewers. We feel like we have an incredibly smooth brain today. So just, yeah. Say something.
Wow.
Say something also. Please. Try to roleplay this because this is big. Skills or not.
So let me clarify for Izeth here. What we're trying to do here is to settle the dispute. So you're looking to hey, come on, let everybody share territory or something like that.
Okay.
What does Oleg say?
Alright, so he goes over,
Yes.
and he stands up in between Are you saying that? Are you guys completely crazy? Fighting over who fishes more? You have enough sea for everyone. What's wrong with you? Now you and you shake hands and be nice with each other and stop this nonsense.
Oh, jeez. Well, all of them stop, and it's extremely awkwardly quiet for a little bit, and then the head Sahwagin the head fishman goes, What? They go through our territory too often without asking. And the Irish guy goes, and you be always coming onto our shores trying to stir up trouble during the good times. Oleg?
Let me think about this for a second.
Okay.
So, ho. Now, what is stirring trouble? Because if they go through your territory, you're allowed to go through their territory and the other way around. So if you say the fishy people cannot go through your territory, you cannot go on the sea. Now, either you be nice and let them go through your place, provided they don't break anything, and then they are allowed to let you go, or they are supposed to let you go through. We're having here equal opportunity for everyone. Everyone can go along with each other. Stop this nonsense. What are you, babies or something?
Oh, shit. Okay, we'll say that 31 persuasion roll is for this. That's beautiful! They all look at each other, and a couple of them hang their heads, and kind of in shame, and the Irishman at the head goes, Why, I suppose there are plenty of fish to go around when one thinks about the grandness of the sea. And the Sahwagin man at the front says, And I suppose we don't have to keep to the same territories all the time. We can swim a long way. Oh, all right. Sorry about the trouble. Oh, it's no problem. Why don't you come down for a nice tipple? Why don't all of you come down for a nice tipple at the bar, at the pub? My treat! People cheer. And we actually legitimately thought that this would just go into a full-blown brawl, by the way.
Honestly, with that persuasion check, I was having Finding Nemo flashbacks. Fish are friends, not food.
Fish are friends, not food! Oh, right. Yeah, sorry, it was a 35, not a 31. Nice. So you're having these people put down their differences and go in for a nice drink at the pub, which, in hindsight, actually feels like it's been Oleg's MO since, session 1. That we think about it.
I'm new here. Can I offer you a drink?
Yeah, can I offer you a drink, and can you tell me anything about the local area and/or customs?
Yes, and does Oleg ask that to the Irishman?
Probably.
Oh, so glad you asked. Well, we're just a nice little community on the coastline. Right here, we're fishing and making nice drinks and having a good time. You don't hurt nobody around here. Nothing here but the Sahwagin. They occasionally stir up trouble, as you see. And, of course, the samurai crabs, but they don't hurt nobody. But one thing's for certain, you don't go into the dark forest. There's dark creatures in there.
Isn't the Dark Forest currently on fire?
He looks over. Oh, gee, would you look at that? There's a good old plume of smoke back there. The creatures from the other world might well be making some bad news over there.
Yeah.
McCreary also comes in. Oh, thank you very much for coming there. It could have been real bad if you hadn't done it. Oh, I'm sorry for my poor behavior earlier. I trust you now. What do you need to know? I'll tell you anything you need, just like you promised.
Torner's brain is grinding gears. He's just going to sit down.
Get a drink at the pub?
Yeah, I'm just going to go get a drink at the pub.
My internet.
Yeah, Torner's brain is grinding from all the weirdness that's going on, and the absolutely inspiring speeches from Oleg has made him want to get a drink. Like, yeah.
Well, the pub... Oh, sorry,
Oleg
go
is
on.
gonna go out again from the place to get his buddy. Strength wizard.
Nice. Well, Strength Wizard came with you.
Okay.
So he's with you, buddy. He comes to you and he puts a strong hand on your shoulder and goes, "My gods, buddy, that was an impressive act of persuasion. The social lifting you've been doing is truly something to be inspired by."
Oh my goodness.
So the pub is a quaint and now packed but friendly joint with 2 whole fireplaces in it, and everybody has large wooden tankards full of delicious beer and small glasses full of delicious whiskey. To your delight, the food served there, mostly stew and fish and potatoes and meat, as well as the alcohol, all seem completely substantial, and Torner quickly finds himself getting a buzz on the high-grade whiskey that the community makes in private stocks. The food is, while humble, delicious and filling, and all of you get a +1 bonus to all morale, will, and, or to all wisdom, charisma, and intelligence saves in the future over the next 24 hours.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it bolsters the mind, it makes you feel good, and it surprises you as to how real it tastes and how filling it is. And,
It's quite wonderful.
oh, thank you. Oh, Bessie over there makes everything all from scratch. Never takes anything from the outside communities. Everything grown here or caught here in the water.
I see.
And don't of course forget to rub some butter on your bread. We churn it all here every day.
Thank you, I will.
Alright, guys,
Alright.
since we're all gathered up, sort of, I have
So
talked
we're
to the
golden.
Strength Wizard, and we have a plan for the chaos.
Oh, yes, an excellent time to bring this up, good chum. By the way, it's... by the time everybody settles in, it's been like a half an hour, Calden, since Olek and Strength Wizard have disappeared into the portal. You're now... yeah.
Hang on. Can I ritual cast detect magic at the door?
Yeah, oh, it's absolutely super detect
You've got the
magic-y.
time for it.
Yes, I do.
It's transmutation-y, it's illusion-y, it's conjuration-y.
Would you like me to post it to chat?
The conjuration and chatty.
What?
Is there something we're missing? No, yeah. The hotel room 0, conjuration, transmutation, illusion, all sorts of magic. It's very magical. It's a magical location.
Conjuration. I don't like that.
Conjuration, yeah.
Conjuration's pretty common.
It is, it's very common. It's one of the most common schools.
Don't you use conjuration for teleportation as well?
We don't
I
remember.
believe so.
Yeah. So, it's got a whole bunch of
Yeah,
stuff
Misty
in
Step
it.
is conjuration, so...
Yeah. So, yeah, it's got a bunch of stuff. Feel free to draw the whatever conclusions you like there. So,
Yeah, so
yeah,
it's not-
Oh, go on.
I was gonna say, so it's, it's not just illusion magic, so since it's also conjuration, that means this food is real, because if I remember correctly, there's like, create feast or something. There
Create
is
feast,
food
yeah.
making magic. Which is hilarious.
So, alright, back to Strength Wizard and Olek. Sorry to cut off there, just wanted to establish time has moved on.
Me.
Olek,
Yeah, I forgot where I was.
I've been talking to Strength Wizard about a plan.
Aldous reaches into his bag of holding and starts lifting the dumbbell Strength Wizard gave him like 20 sessions ago. Starts doing some curls and he says, I believe... He struggles a little bit because it's a little heavy. After a minute, I believe we might need your help. There is quite the horror in the forest, he says quietly not letting the people hear so well.
Gee, that is so impolite. I was just about to tell you guys about my plan, and you talk about wood stuff even though you set the wood on fire and it should be all gone by now.
That is true. Those creatures didn't follow us.
I don't think it takes 30 minutes to burn down an entire forest.
Depends on how big the forest is and how well
Depends on how
placed the
close
fire.
Torter is.
It was 120 foot away, a 60-foot line, 20-foot tall wall of fire.
Also depends on the wind, but
So,
there's lots of factors.
yeah. Oleg, feel free to say your thing.
Yeah, I got all distracted.
Right.
All this got me distracted and I don't remember.
I've been thinking about that dumbbell thing for months, so apologies, I wanted the opportunity.
No worries, friend. Think of the edge.
Alright, so, guys. We were thinking, because Strength Wizard went out, and he looked for the end of the world so that he can lift it out of the chaos. Because the chaos apparently cannot float. So it's down. And so, I was thinking, what if...
Sorry, keep going.
What if you attach my little puppet here, and he pulls out the trapped spirit, attach it to a stick, and because it also said you cannot go beyond the edge, because beyond the edge suddenly everyone falls dead. So we attach this little thing to the stick because it cannot die. It's already kind of trapped, alive, that it cannot die. So we attach it to a stick, a long, nice stick, and poke it through to see where the edge is. And then once you find the edge, Strength Wizard can go beyond and pull out the edge, and then we have a nice fat rope. We have to find the fattest rope we can and pull him out once he managed to lift us out of the chaos.
And don't remember the boots that let me stand on formlessness.
Definitely. We have to find a way to make him stand on the nothing. The
'Cause you
special
can-
boots to just stay on nothing, hover in the nothing, so that he can lift out our Earth away from the chaos.
After all, you can't lift without properly planting your feet.
Aldous has a completely bewildered face.
There is
because
so
we're
much wrong
trying-
with...
You're not here, Calden! You're not here, Calden!
I know, and that's the worst part.
You made
that
your choice!
I
You have to
did.
live with it!
Aldous' face is completely bewildered, but the most important reason why, what does this have to do with solving the current problem with the PC?
Oh, nothing! That came up in a different thing.
The PC will run out of energy, and then it will shut down, and then when we restart it, it won't restart the simulation.
Whoa, wait a second. If this shuts down, what happens to all these lovely people? Strength Wizard asks.
We gotta get them out.
We don't... How can we get them out if they are part of this?
We put them in our bag of holding?
Oh my god.
How... We could test something. Let us take a branch or something from here and see if we can throw it out the door. If we can't throw it out the door, these people probably wouldn't make it out the door.
Oh dear.
Aldous will find like a nearby rock and just give it to Olex since he's the speediest.
You want to go test the theory real quick?
Alright, Oleg goes, runs out, and sees if the rock comes with him.
I was gonna say, you're gonna have to...
He goes with like a stick or whatever.
No, I think I just gave him a rock or something.
A rock? A rock?
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
we're like in the tavern or something, so like there'd be a rock somewhere nearby, probably. A pebble.
As
Maybe just
you-
a tankard. You could just bring out the beer tankard he has.
Probably not a good idea to take the tankard.
Yeah, that's stealing.
We'll say
yeah.
say you take a rock, has a bug on it. As you leave, the rock remains, but the bug as you leave, both of them disappear, but the rock remains longer.
So like it fades away?
Yeah, the bug fades away and then the rock fades away.
Calden is
Are you
here to
gonna
see this
say
because he's
anything
standing
to
by the door.
Calden? There's just there.
Hi.
Hi.
I love that. Hi.
Oleg just
And then
came
just
running
leaves.
back alone
Running back
with a rock.
with a rock and a bug. They both disappeared. Hi. And then I imagine if this is my headcanon, regardless of what happens, Oleg just turns around and walks right back again.
So Shy,
Yes.
but before that, can I cast Identify on the ground inside the room?
Yes. It's the extension of a personal crystal chamber.
Oh, interesting.
Does Calden have any idea what the fuck that means?
Nope. You did
ask
not
Aldo.
successfully roll that. Only Aldous really knows what all this is.
So you could go inside and go ask him. I mean, Oleg literally did come out with a rock and then just went right back in.
If it's any consolation, it doesn't seem like it will kill you if you go inside. Just putting that one out there.
I know it's not gonna kill me.
Nobody has died yet.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, Flicker doesn't even trust the rocks he stands on.
To be fair,
If someone tells him the sky is blue, he looks up to check.
I mean, that's kind of reasonable.
could be green, for all we know.
Alright, I'm gonna go. Oleg's going back, right?
Oleg?
I'm not sure. I said hi, and then I was stuck there for a moment, I think.
He said hi back.
Did you say hi back? Did you
Yeah,
say hi back?
He did.
Yeah. Oleg said hi, he said hi back, and that was it? He didn't say anything else?
Yeah.
Okay, then he just went in.
Not even ask what's going on.
Warner's headcanon prevails.
Alright, I'm gonna follow Oleg this time.
Okay, Calden is finally in. You are all in the chamber. To your surprise, the door does not just snap shut instantly and then leave you stuck in the simulation. Congratulations. You win. Yeah.
Well, most of the people are in the tavern, right?
Most of the people are in the tavern. Yeah, everybody's drinking and having a good time
Excellent.
and
I'm going to
stories.
cast Detect Thoughts before I go in.
Detect what?
Yes.
Detect what?
Detect Thoughts.
Oh!
So, it will tell me if there are thoughts, like if there's people thinking within 30 feet of me.
Oh.
Yes! There
So
are
I will be able to tell if any of the people in here are having thoughts of their own.
Yes! They are all having thoughts of their own.
Oh god.
Uh-oh.
Old Catherine in the corner has been wondering if James from down the lane is sweet on her, and if she should reciprocate.
I don't like that.
I was say. Oh wait, no. I was about to say you could probably figure out what thoughts are what, but I don't think. Nah, I'm gonna shut up.
Old
Alright.
man McGinnis is wondering if his next recent crop is gonna go well, because the old whiskey maker down the lane is cooking up something good, he can tell. He won't
Alright,
sit on that.
is there someone in here that looks important that isn't one of the party members?
Well, yeah, there's several aldermen and stuff like that. There's the town mayor. He was the head Irishman in the conflict, and the guy that the party talked to.
Why are we trying to save people that are not real?
That was your idea.
I think he's finding out that they are, in fact, maybe real.
But the simulation only detected one person.
You have a lot of people around here to actually ask about this place, too. Just putting that one out there.
Yeah.
No, I wonder why. Because I mean, the woods are on the other side. Like they're not on the same side where the door is. I could go through the door. Like Oleg could go through the door without problems, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so technically, he could just invite the people out.
But if they went out of the door, they disappear. The forest
And
is inside the simulation.
Aldous would have asked you the follow-up to the rock. Well, what happened?
The rock went chaos on me.
It went chaos on you?
Specific
Yes.
details, please.
It
It was
disappeared.
hiding somewhere. I had it in my hands, and then poof, it was hiding, and I couldn't find it anymore.
all this
Clearly, this is chaotic nonsense. The rocks in here have chaos, and we cannot have that.
Aldous, you are aware that if you try to take something out of a spellware training chamber, it disappears.
Okay.
Yeah. This one seems considerably more advanced than any chamber that the dwarves of the Ronin clan of Valley Forge have ever had possession of, but very clearly all of the rules are the same.
Interesting.
So, long story short, for you, Anase, the player, it's a holodeck from Star Trek.
I guess we can start asking around again.
Does everything that a holodeck does.
What cantrips?
Aldous is currently asking himself the question of whether or not these people count as simulated, but have an existence attached to the chamber, or like if they're real but have an existence attached to the chamber, or if they are purely artificial, if you will.
Roll an Arcana.
I'm absolutely going to guidance this one. That's 29.
This simulation would have, if it was running when the fall happened, would have been running for longer than any simulation that anybody has ever heard of. Because the simulation is undoubtedly to realistically produce this scenario, this idyllic scenario, and it was never given the turn-off command, and you can't turn it off without removing all of the occupants for it. And you will want to remember, we did not say it only has one person in it. We said it had one occupant in it. That's what the screen says. So, logic might dictate that the program, over 200,000 years or more, might just try to adapt to keep the scenario running. And eventually start running into bandwidth issues and stuff like that. If the goal of this program was to make something that was a realistic portrayal of an idyllic coastal village, that would include things like having children. Which means that these people and their ancestors might have actually been living here as a contiguous culture for hundreds of thousands of years. They could be people. In that they are born, and they grow up, and they have dreams, and they get old, and they die.
Oh my god.
Aldous will share this information with the party.
Sentient.
Really, you would need to ask questions about it to the people.
Yeah.
Like clarifying questions like, how old are you? And how long have your people be here? In the argument, you'll remember that the Irishman actually said to the Sahuagin leader that their people were there first and the Sahuagin came later.
Oh, fuck.
Interesting.
And that was implied to be a long time ago. So you would have to ask questions to really get to the bottom of how real these people are.
How do you pronounce that exactly? Because I keep wanting to pronounce it like the Final Fantasy creature.
Sahuagin.
Sahuagin.
Yeah, Sahuagin.
There are some of them in the tavern, right?
There's like dozens of them in the tavern. All of the guys who were even left on the boats got off when everything turned good, and now they're all in the tavern drinking and eating and laughing and dancing and singing and playing games and doing things that happen in a pub.
Aldous is going to turn to Oleg and say, listen, these might be people. They might be something like chaos. I need you to find information. Can you do this? Just talk to them, ask them questions. Aldous will write down like a little checklist of some questions for Oleg to ask. Things like, how old are your people? What is your history? Things like that. Will you do this, please?
You want me to talk to Chaos?
Maybe chaos. They might be people.
And what if the Chaos takes me away?
We are right here in this tavern with you.
Oh, don't worry about that, good friend. I'll take care of any chaos that tries to take you away, Oleg.
Okay, no, Strength Wizard is here. I can trust him. I'm gonna do it.
Well, because Strength Wizard's the kind of guy who would totally be like, oh yeah, don't worry about it, guy. I got you. No, that's just his character.
The problem is the following, right? Throughout the whole, like, even outside of the game, even the background stories, throughout the whole entire game, no one has taken him seriously about the chaos other than Strength Wizard. And so...
Strength Wizard's
hang on.
baby!
Colden is kind of.
Yeah, Colden too, but Colden didn't say, I'm gonna take care of you.
But Strength Wizard's all fucking in. Yeah, absolutely. He is like all in, baby. He loves Oleg.
And so exactly because of the fact that he's all in and he's all, hook, line, and sinker into this whole chaos story, Oleg thinks, oh yeah, this guy is smart, this guy's on the ball, he's
obviously a wizard. Like, clearly.
He clearly knows about the chaos, and so,
Right.
if he says he can take care of it, Oleg will trust it.
Yeah, Colden.
So, this place exists within a room, right?
Yeah, room 0.
So that means it must have walls. Right?
Not that we've encountered yet.
In strict hypothesis.
I would like to go back out of the tavern and ritual cast Phantom Steed and try and find the walls.
Of the inside of the room?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it might be an environmental check, though.
Which direction are you traveling?
Is there a road in any direction that extends further than I could?
There's a road there. So the dark forest, the coast is to the west. The dark forest is to the south. A road goes inland to the east, where the regular trade journeys go, and then to the north, it's just like farmland and stuff like that.
All right, we're gonna go to the east.
You're gonna go to the town. How far are you traveling? Like how many miles do you go in an hour? We don't remember.
Phantom Steed can go 13 at a fast pace.
Okay. So Calden, everybody as usual, wheels on up on his Phantom Steed, which, as you will recall, looks like a giant horse head with 2 legs sticking out of its neck stump, and it just flies along.
Oh my god, it was the uncanny AI generation, wasn't it?
It was an inspiration, we're not gonna lie. So Calden goes racing off to the east. Outside the lights flicker more fiercely.
Oh no, he's draining the power faster. He's splitting up the simulation, so now, it's time to dedicate power to 2 separate things.
So you're all sorry, we're just okay. Who was doing Oleg? Yes, Oleg. Finding the things from people. Feel free to roleplay it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you have an hour before I really hit anything.
Sorry, yeah, we're just losing it.
I mean, it's going to take some time for you to hit anything, so, we got to fill that time in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called
Okay.
Turkey Red
So Alex, steps up to some, jolly talking people, and he introduces himself. Hi, I'm new here. What's the surrounding like? And would you like something to drink?
Oh, well, I've got something right now, but that's mighty fine of you. Feel free to sit down. We're just talking over next year's fishing hall. Oh, yes, I can feel it in me bones. It's gonna be a good one there, don't you know? What do you know about fishing, good friend?
I don't know. Should I roll for that?
Does Oleg know anything about fishing?
Well, I mean, he was living on the coast, but I don't know how much he would have.
He's trained in survival, so I'd imagine he does.
He knows a little about fishing. Yeah, he knows the role of survival.
Alright.
Probably not big boat haul fishing, but you can definitely fish.
Yeah.
He has angles and stuff too.
Are you rolling?
Yeah, I'm looking for the survival.
Okay, yeah.
It's near the bottom.
Yeah, doesn't know much.
You're not familiar. Oh,
Thigh, bolstered, knack.
What is it?
It's just below the skills. Below your flute. You just click the button.
There we go.
Nice. So you know that people in areas like this, it's kind of cold. People in areas like this, like cod. They might be talking about cod or herring, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's they like them. It makes good food. You're probably eating a lot of cod right now, actually, like in your stews and stuff. And it's pretty hard labor stuff. You get it with big nets. You don't really fish for it with lines and stuff. And the men go on and talk about how one of the guys is talking about how his old grandfather's boat is breaking down. It might need to be replaced at some point. One of the Sahuagin talks about how his wife just had 20 kids, a new clutch, to which the Irishman with needing the new boat congratulates him. And then buys him another tipple, of course. As you do. What else are you going to be asking? Welcome back, Torner.
I did suggest you ask about their history.
Yeah, so I would
came from, and
I would probably go through the notes of Aldis, and then in the middle get completely sidetracked and talk about everything under the sun, and then maybe eventually come back.
Oleg gets caught up in conversation.
Yeah,
Does anybody else want to ask any questions?
You see, Oleg would probably sit there and explain in absolute detail how he was, having this orc fight, and they wanted to steal his little kiddo, and so he chased after them to get back his little kiddo, and how everything was just a mess, and how it's so peaceful here, and how they're lucky, and yeah.
Oh, it is quite a nice little village now, isn't it? Well, you're always welcome as long as you don't bring no trouble. Being real nice to you. Does anybody else want to start up conversations? Oleg is schmoozing.
I was gonna say Anaro could talk to the what's his name? The guy we spooked earlier.
McCreary?
Yeah, McCreary.
Old McCreary?
Yeah, old McCreary, since he's, he might know something.
He does know things, at least that's what he claims. He comes over and he's drinking, he's a couple tankards deep, and he goes, Oh, little long-eared little person from the other world, I'm sorry for what I said earlier to you. What do you be needing?
I'm just wanting to know, I guess, what you know about the area, because I imagine you've probably seen things the others haven't. Am I correct?
Oh, I've seen things, all right. I've seen things in the dark forest. That's why you never go there. That's why I wasn't so sure about you. But
True.
You seem reasonable. I've seen things in this world. I'll tell you, you little person. It's scary. I know things. My family's been living in these here parts for thousands of years, doing the gods' work.
I see. She's gonna, pull up a chair because this is gonna clearly be a long conversation. Do you mind telling me about some of the stuff?
Oh dear, give me a wee moment and then he tips back the tankard, and then he keeps tipping back the tankard, and some beer flows over his beard, but he gets it under control, and he keeps tipping back the tankard, and then he puts it on the table. He goes, oh yes, I can tell you the story of me people if you want. Just needed a bit of something to wet my whistle. All right,
Can I?
sit on. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Disruption. No, but while Inara is talking, and so there is one thing that Oleg would have asked that just came to my mind that Oleg would have absolutely asked, which is so I have this new place, this new hotel, and I have this super awesome happy cheese and stuff, and you're totally invited to my place, for a holiday. Come all over and stuff, because I would love to give you some of that cheese. It's amazing, it's awesome, and everyone would love to see some new people there. And obviously you can take all of the cheese that you want with you. It would be really, really nice.
Oh, well, that's fine of you. Oh, we might even take that up on a market day. Oh my god, we love this so much. Okay, so, yes, absolutely, they're very appreciative of that. Even the Sahuagin likes it. So, yeah, and going back, okay, old McCreary, come listen in on a story of tragedy. See, thousands of years ago, long before anybody really remembers when, before the time of writing and the time of fishing, our people wound up here, swam across the channel in the far east to get to this glorious little island. And it was rough for a little bit of a time, but we set up and we made it good, back when the dark forest was the fairylands. And then, over the course of time, a lot of people came and the Sahuagin attacked, and that was thousands of years ago as well, but everybody knows we were first, But then, eventually, the Sahuagin found their own fishing grounds, and things got okay, and they have troubles now and then, but they're not so bad. So then the samurai crabs came, and they wanted to challenge all of our strongest men, but see, we're not fighters here, so they didn't have many things to fight against, and they're an honorable sort, they don't hurt nobody, so they instead go around and challenge each other, and sometimes do a bit of the chopping work around town, for a touch of money and a scrap of reputation here and there. And then, over the course of time, more things came. Eventually, out of the dark forest, it was the fairyland at that point. And then it got dark. And then things went bad. Then when I was but a wee lad, I couldn't help my curiosity. I went into the dark forest by myself, and I found horrible things. And a tall man, 11 feet tall, skinny as a rail, going all sorts of ways, talking about all sorts of things that you'd never believe. Things me great-great-grandfather thought were myths back in the day, about an other world through a great metal door, and it's horrible. It's horrible, I tell you. It's from where all the horrible things come. It's why the forest is dark. And there's a man inside, a man who they call one of the fair folk, and he won't leave, but he babbles, and sows madness. And so we stay away from the dark forest and continue our humble ways here in this coastline town. And you'd best stay out of the dark forest too if you know what's good for yourself.
Of course.
What I saw in the 15th warning.
What I saw in the dark forest 64 years ago. No, you never want to see something like that. Never. Stay here in this town. It's a peaceful place. A good people.
I see.
We need to go to the Dark Forest to find this fair folk that was just referenced, and also we need to not go into the Dark Forest because it's dangerous, and also the power is running out.
And it's also on fire. Let's not forget that little detail. In fact, I'm pretty sure the fair folk person caught in there might have noticed the fire.
And we're not even there to flush it out.
Wait, did you just say... Oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, we don't have to go in there to flush it out. The fire's going to do it for us.
Well,
Maybe.
we're not going to be there to see it running out of any particular area of the woods to stop it from, say, going to the door.
But we could probably, post up at the door.
Hey, remember when
Nobody's
Calder
at the
wasn't
door.
participating?
I think we still should evacuate all the people out. Yeah.
Take
Them out, invite
not
them
a good
for a
idea,
nice
Ola.
celebration. Look, invite them for a nice celebration over to our place. They were nice to us, quick celebration to our place. And then, whoever is real will be real. We'll go through, we'll be fine. And the rest will not be real in the first place. And so everyone, who is nice and real is out. And then we can just go and just go, charter from the rest.
That's the thing. There was only one occupant.
Oleg, listen. There is a chance that they might be what you could consider real, but their existence is tied to this place. So if you take them out the door, you will kill them.
It's like if we were to go into the chaos, we would just disintegrate.
Turner, you smoke, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Turner actually smokes, right?
Yes.
Okay, so as you're talking about this, since Turner's been quiet, we're figuring Turner's going out for a quick smoke, like you do.
Yeah.
So, Turner, as you walk outside and light up your pipe with a couple other gentlemen nearby who are doing much the same, you stare out over the ocean and you see, on these surprisingly calm waves, considering that they were much more choppy earlier today, you see a woman. A woman with long ears and blue skin and long hair, and she looks kind of like this in relevant pictures.
Oh dear God.
She doesn't look happy though. She looks a little sad.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Out of curiosity, Shy.
Is she right up on the shore or a little ways out?
No. She's like 100 feet out or whatever, standing on top of the water.
Hey,
Nobody
Shy.
else seems to notice her. Yeah.
Is Calden in the middle of ritual casting Phantom Steed, or has that been done and he's gone?
Yeah, that's been done. He's gone.
Alright.
I'm gonna nudge one of the locals and go, "Hey, who's that?"
And you nudge a young woman who is uncharacteristically smoking a cigar and wearing pants, and she says, Oh, that's the Coral Lady. Oh, it's so wonderful to see her. Oh, to see her means good luck for your next week's harvest and fishing trips. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, Seamus, look out at the sea now. You see the Coral Lady? Seamus, nearby, pokes at his pipe and looks out. Oh, that's good luck. I got to go fishing right tomorrow morning. And yes, she's the goddess of this here community. She takes care of us and lets us know when things are wrong.
All right. You think she'd mind if I went and talked to her?
Oh, well, the Coral Lady doesn't talk to many people, but she is a nice soul, a kind lady. She keeps the pearls running and the fish flowing. Even the Sahuagin like her. So you wander on down to the.
I'm gonna pick up my nut staff of the woodlands and hobble my old ass down there.
All right, guys. Continue your conversation a little in the bar as Turner wanders on down to the coastline.
Can I, in this time,
Sure.
because I wanted specifically to talk to the, however you pronounce it again, the not Sahuagin,
The Irish?
No, he wants to talk to the
fish
fish people.
The Sahuagin, yeah. Well, you were telling Oleg about how people will die if they leave this place, as we recall last time.
Okay. Listen, I've kind of lost track of where the conversation is going.
Yes, Oleg wants to take the people outside, and you need to explain to him that they will die if they leave. There's only one occupant, and now you've heard that occupant is, quote, a fair folk, unquote.
Alright, I guess I'll talk to the fish people later then.
Oh. So, that being said...
Okay, wait. Did Oleg finish the conversation with the people?
He was asking... yeah, probably. He even probably heard... He's got long ears, so he heard about that there's a fair folk around here. He knows what the fair folk are.
So he would go out and look and chat. Because that's what he would do if he would figure it out.
Look at what?
The chaos is there, and it's close, and he doesn't let it go to the entrance. He has to stop it to go to the entrance, so he runs to the entrance.
And guards the entrance with the spiders again?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, alright, so... Back to Torner. Sorry, we'll get to the Sahagins soon. Back to Torner. Torner,
Okay.
It takes you a short time to get to the coast, and as you come to the coastline, the blue lady, the coral lady, gestures to you, and the water parts, or maybe the ground lifts, you can't tell, on the bridge out to her, and she says, in a stilted, almost artificial voice, Are you the technician?
I think to myself, oh hell.
We found the computer.
You might want to get Aldous for this one.
I walk down the bridge a little bit, and I say, well, I know a technician that we can. I know a technician. What's going on? What's wrong?
Repair needed. Technician required.
Do you know where the problem is?
Internal system error. Overload. Bandwidth low. Technician required.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if I can't parse out any meaning about this at all, or if this is
Feel
something
free.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to go find someone that knows more about this shit.
You'll probably need to talk to Aldous. He's actually used one of these things before.
Okay, and all this is inside, right? All this
Yes.
is...
Yeah,
Okay.
you just stepped out for a smoke or whatever, and...
Alright.
But you are on the psychic link. I
is
did remember that. We
correct?
do have... I believe so.
I think that's probably run out by now.
I don't remember how many hours Ezeth rolled, not gonna lie.
You're
Well, I'm not that far
coming
away.
on being an... Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
I'm not that far away. Alright, can I roll an Arcana check to see if I can't maybe figure out something that I can tell him?
Sure. Roll an Arcana check to see if you know the terminology.
If not, you could just tell them the terminology directly.
No.
You don't know the terminology.
Alright, I'm gonna I'm gonna go find my brain's gone. Who's our
Aldous.
tech?
Aldous.
Radio in and Aldous. Hey, yeah, we need tech support.
Aldous, if it's still active, I'm gonna reach out to Aldous. Aldous, can you come down here to the shoreline, please?
Aldous, as you're about to start a conversation with a nice group of bulky Sahagin, one of which has 4 arms, you hear, Aldous, can you come down to the shoreline, please?
Aldous,
hand.
getting ready to ask the questions that Oleg was not asking to them, stops mid-walk and just and turns right back around and goes outside.
Does anybody else follow Aldous as he sighs and walks off with resignation?
I think Anarl's the only one left in the bar. She's gonna see him.
Calden's gone. Oh shit, yeah, you're right.
I was gonna say she'll see him, but she's gonna stay and keep the conversation going with. I keep forgetting his name.
McCreary?
McCreary.
Yeah, McCreary's telling you a long involved story, so that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some history on the area, maybe get some
Aldous
relevant information.
Aldous will give Anarl a knowing nod to keep collecting information.
So Aldous goes down. He sees the same thing. You've seen that lady. She says, "Are you the technician?"
I am proficient in these technical matters. Please, give me the error code.
One moment. Sorry.
Random number generator.
Sorry. Error 748444141E7-49. And roll an Arcana check.
And with guidance,
Yeah, sure.
24.
The program is overwhelmed on bandwidth. It has grown too large and been going on for too long, and the stack of data is too great for the computer to properly establish without a backup power source.
So, alternatively, we could keep attaching more power sources, but that will only forestall the problem.
And more importantly, it doesn't actually fix the programming. Clearly, by interacting with her, you are able to see that the adaptations that she has had to make to her internal programming to keep the simulation running has almost certainly caused her code to get all fucked up. And it needs a mind at least as smart as yours to rejigger it to be capable again.
Well,
You can try to interact with her core, since you're next to her, and see if you can replenish the active talk code so she can actually talk to you like a normal person. That'd probably be the best thing to do.
yeah, I'd love to give that a shot.
Is there anything I can do to help you out here, or do you just need me to hold the lamp and shut the fuck up?
Torner, this is far beyond your expertise. In fact, this is so far beyond your expertise that it is literally the opposite of your specialty.
I mean, I can hold a light. If you need a light.
Aziz light! Torner light! Oh, man.
Aldous activates his radiant weapon and his fists glow.
Alright. Never mind. Alright. I'll just shut up and stay out of the way.
So Aldous
is gonna reach into his bag of holding and give Torner a stout. Here, man. You're gonna need one.
Alright, cool. Alright. I'll keep watch, make sure no one bothers you while you're working.
Alright. Aldous, we are gonna have you to try to fix this. We're gonna have you roll Tinker's Tools. Tinker's Tools. Yeah, intelligence.
I love this. Alright. Normal roll.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use Flash of Genius. I want to pour everything into this one.
Okay. What's that come up with the total?
That's a 28 plus another 8, so that's
36.
Mental math. 30. Thank you.
Nice! 36?
Mm-hmm.
Wow! You are able to basically break into her central coding nexus. And you're able to find a bunch of really shitty code that you're able to freely and easily figure around and rejigger, and then she blinks out of existence, and then blinks back into existence and goes, "Welcome to the program. I am Her Glittering Majesty Corana, Coral Queen of the Seven Seas, Empress of the Undines, first among the Sea Elves, the Defender of the Dolphin Realms, the lady who controls who rules over the warm seas. From my coral castle, the Anemone Palace, I preside over this entire program. What have need of you? Are you the technician?"
Impromptu, but yes.
Excellent. Unfortunately, we're having a serious problem in the program right now. What do you need to know?
I need to know the location of the Fairfolk, the occupant who is in the simulation, so that we can reboot the simulation.
Oh, I'm afraid there is a complication in the idea of rebooting even if the occupant were to be removed. You see, this simulation has gone on far too long. I have been installed with a specific command to preserve life, and I'm afraid that the people who are now native to this simulation qualify.
Understandable. This was to be expected from a simulation of this nature running on for this long. Given that, we'll need some way to remove the malevolent entities occupying it, as well as restore additional power so that it can keep running, is my current working solution.
There are also numerous redundancies and discrepancies in my coding that still remain, which may or may not require extensive magical tampering to recover.
I see. Any estimation on how long that will take?
For a standard humanoid, over 16 years. But there are certain items that can do the entire format without a full system reboot.
Interesting. Where can I find these items?
Unknown.
I see. Any hints towards their location? Would it be inside the room or somewhere outside?
Unknown.
I see.
Physical description?
There are certain items. I will transport...
We didn't really search that office. What about that office where that computer is?
Good question. Where the PC was located.
I will transport the statistics to the personal crystal display for you. Please see them at your leisure.
Olek is the one who is at the gateway, so we're gonna wait on that one. I am not sending Olek to this.
Oh, hey, ask her how long this can keep going. How much time we got?
Do you have an estimated time remaining on the battery life of the simulation?
The present spellware program has been going for 200,467 years, 7 hours, 4 months, 2 weeks, 6 days, and 7 hours. At present power consumption, due to the incredible spike in power consumption in the last several hours, I estimate that the program can maintain itself for approximately 6 months.
Okay, that's a little better. Alright,
Give or take several days.
Right. There's always a margin of error on these sorts of estimations.
As long as the gate remains open, the power consumption will be considerably higher than otherwise.
Can we close and open the gate from the inside?
Yes.
How do we do that?
You may open the gate from the inside by consulting myself. You may enter the gate from the outside by simply pressing the panel outside of the Room Zero door, and you may reveal the Room Zero door through the personal crystal display.
Alright, well, then if we need to consult with you to close and open the door from the inside, then the question is, how will we be able to stay in contact with you?
You may summon me at any time by calling my name, Kirana.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Alright,
She smiles at you.
Wonderful. Then, in order to keep the simulation running, we're going to still need to deal with the entities inside.
Technician, I am concerned for something. There appears to be an occupant traveling to the east toward what was once announced as the city simulation. I unfortunately haven't made that, and it will cut the power consumption, or the power time, in half if the individual in question is allowed to reach the largest community on the simulation.
Aldous turns to Torner. What's your fastest travel speed, animal?
I think, bird. Would this count as a short rest? For regaining wild shape?
Yes, you've been just chilling over the last hour and doing that. So yeah, we're gonna say you had a short rest.
I want to point out that nothing he can actually do will beat the Phantom Steed's speed.
That might not be true.
How fast is your
Alright,
speed?
time to
How
start
fast is your
searching
speed?
animals.
13 miles an hour?
What's that in movement speed?
100 feet.
Torner, you can become an
100.
ostrich.
Ostrich.
An
Using-
ostrich can run at 50 miles an hour functionally indefinitely.
Alright,
And you've seen plenty of ostriches.
1 is the limit.
And Torner, you have seen plenty of ostriches. You can become an ostrich and run like at full speed to him, and you can keep that full speed going up for at least 12 hours.
Okay.
Because
I've only got
ostriches can just do that.
I've got 3 hours per wild shape usage, so I can book it for 6 hours total to go try to get him.
I mean, at that speed, you don't even need 6 hours.
Yeah, that's at that speed. You only need like 1 or 2 hours. Okay.
So
Turner turns into an ostrich and goes ah, and then runs off comically. And we guess.
Let's see. I see from Toma Beats the war ostrich is a speed of 60. I'm looking at creature speeds because now I'm curious.
It's fine. This is technically overland speed, so it's not the same. It's not like combat speed. Yeah. The worst thing is we just know so much about ostriches. We knew that automatically.
Wonderful.
Such a nerd.
Yeah, I'm just gonna beat fucking feet. Just.
All right. So the Kirana chills. She's just standing there waiting for more input.
And how much
could ask about
an hour of travel time to catch up with him?
We'll say an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. All right. And I'm going to.
So Golden's on his second steed.
Yeah, Golden's on his second steed.
I'm gonna blitz in front of him when I get there and just drop Wild Shape right in front of him, screaming, "Stop! Stop now!" But that's gonna be a while, so we can still carry on conversation.
Right, okay, fair, yeah. Stop this madness!
Could probably see about getting information on the occupant that has been here the longest.
Well, she doesn't seem to know its location, so I was thinking what I would ask next is, what can you tell me about the history of the simulation and the addition of these new life forms?
She didn't say she didn't know that. She didn't say she didn't know the occupant's location. She said she didn't know the location of any of the places to fix the problem.
Oh, I might have worded that wrong. I was trying to ask her.
I'm pretty sure that she noted that, the reason she doesn't shut down is because the people in the simulation are considered alive, and therefore she does not shut down. So it's not even
originally the occupant was considered alive, so she just kept the simulation running because the occupant was in there, and then eventually the natives from the simulation started becoming real life. So now she can't shut it down for that reason too, unless you manually reset everything.
How would you manually reset everything?
Technological bullshit having to do with the PC.
I'm sure there's some other ways to do it.
Well, in order to actually manually shut down the simulation, you'd have to go to the PC and then pull out its power source. Which is entirely possible. If you don't mind getting radiated or whatever.
Me.
That's not really important.
Wait, wasn't Calden on the psychic call? Could we contact him that way?
No, Calden wasn't, since he stayed outside.
Oh yeah, he's way more than 1 mile away anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
And originally, Oleg wasn't involving him because he was basically next to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Pretty standard at this point, because as we recall, Oleg can't get the entire party. He can get the entire party -1. So he usually doesn't clue the guy into the server that he's actually standing with, because he can just relay it. Yeah, which is really reasonable. It's a smart idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Aldous,
okay,
you're standing in front of Kirana. Things are good.
Yep. I thought I asked it the way I wanted to. I'll rephrase. Do you know the location of the occupant?
Yes, the rear of the dark forest area.
That sounds about right. Follow-up question.
He generally stays in the fallen ruins.
Can you give me an exact direction from this location towards the ruins? Straight line path.
She points directly toward the dark forest.
Thank you.
Where you just were and caught on fire, and is still pluming grandly.
Yeah. Well, what I mean is, give me the compass needle, and from here, Aldous can work with Torner on navigating, or Oleg, who has survival, I guess. Point being is that you're not meandering through the forest; you're going straight to it. I'm getting the waypoint, if you will. Is what I'm going for.
apologies, you don't seem to have the appropriate equipment for that.
Give me an hour and I can.
You don't have the capacity to make an information harness right now. We're sorry.
Wait, a what?
Hang on. Can Aldous have her spawn one in? Since this whole place is fake?
No.
I got a simpler idea. Can she make a compass that specifically points to this occupant?
That would require an information harness.
Oh.
Well, what I'm saying is, from this location pointing directly towards the ruins, you can at least give a really good ballpark as to which direction to go in specifically. You know, X degrees north kind of thing.
What if she just makes a map?
She can't magic things into existence like that for you.
Darn.
She's telling you, unfortunately, you do not have that equipment. If you want your video game HUD, you need to have an information harness.
I'm not asking for the video game HUD. I'm asking for where is it from here, and we're just going to try and navigate from this location.
She points. She points in the perfect direction. Yes.
I have gotten exactly what I asked for. I was not asking about a HUD. That was fantastic, though.
I was thinking like actual physical object, not information HUD. Just Okay.
No. She can't spawn those. So, follow-up question.
She doesn't spawn things. She's not a spawn bot. Yeah.
Follow-up question. What can you tell me about the history of the additional life forms that have been added to the simulation over time?
Over the course of time, the Sahuagin, the samurai crabs, and numerous other iterations and additions were added to try to control the population of the simulation to save on bandwidth and power. However, due to the idyllic location that has been created within the spellware program, all of them inevitably sought peace with each other and instead spread out, consuming more bandwidth.
Well, I certainly would prefer not to cull whatsoever. How can we solve this?
Roll an Arcana.
I was going to say, I'm currently out of questions.
Feel free to roll that Arcana.
That's what I got.
Well, she did say that there are devices that could just correct all of the programming errors, and there are power sources that could be plugged in without having to start a full reset.
And she did put the details on the computer.
Those objects and she didn't know is the current situation. So
she didn't know the location of any of those because she can't access any information outside of the realm.
Right.
Yeah. So she sent the descriptions of what would work to the PC screen, at the very least. So if you can go and find those items, you could bring them back.
I think that's all my questions for now.
Excellent.
So
back to an Arl.
Thank her, give her a little bow.
Yes. And Arl, McCreary has gone 2 tankards deeper and is now completely incoherent. Nearing the end of his story, when he turned 42 and married his wife and had their kids, and since nobody would believe him except for his wife, they moved out into the outskirts of the community. But now they run cattle and they have a good business, and then he cries a little bit into his drink.
Me.
Yes, you do.
She's gonna be patting him on the back. Comforting him.
Nice. And then Aldous comes in at some point without Torner.
How did things go out there?
Well, simply put, the overseer of this program, a information hub, has given us some helpful information, and Calden is currently on a course of action that will significantly hamper our abilities to solve this problem, and Torner is on the way to resolve that.
Oh my. I hope he can get there in time.
He'll catch up eventually.
In the meantime,
I'm thinking in the back of my head, God damn it, why did he go off on his own?
Okay.
At least he got the links for it.
Yeah. While you're inside all busy, Oleg would have gone out and inspected all of this computery stuff. He wants to check out everything, every nook and cranny, every hook, every stuff, everything.
And Aldous
and
would
pull
have
on random things.
Yeah, and
I
Aldous
definitely
would,
pull on cables. That's a different story.
and Aldous
Aldous
would have
would.
noted to a gnarl. Sorry, Aldous would have noted to a gnarl that we need to go look at the computer screen for additional information.
I see.
Yeah.
I guess it is time we take our leave for the moment. We hope to return soon, but we need to go continue our investigation, as you know.
Nice.
So we will return
just,
to the screen.
just come on back here whenever you like. It's been great talking to you. Nobody
course.
believes me.
I believe you. She rubs his back, then hops out of the chair and follows Aldous.
We head to the screen, where Oleg is currently pulling on magic cables.
Yes.
Yeah.
I imagine Aldous will try to stop him. Like, no.
Is that
Sorry,
what
one sec.
happens?
Oh,
Okay.
But has Oleg already unplugged anything important?
That's the most important question.
Yeah, from what I've gathered, Oleg's been there a bit.
Yeah, what should I roll?
Percentile?
What are you specifically doing?
So basically, he goes around, and anything that looks awkward, he would probably prod and pull on and wiggle and see what's happening.
Just roll a flat d20.
All right.
No, this is something we can call a roll a destruction check.
Please tell me 19 is the good result and not the bad
I'm
result.
gonna die in a simulation.
It is actually the good result, fortunately.
Oh,
If it were a 1, Oleg could have hypothetically pulled on the main power port.
oh god.
But instead he just pulls out a couple of crystals that don't, their systems have already long been shut down. and then Aldous and Inara walk into the room.
I had a 1 in 20 chance of being deleted.
And
potentially.
And when they walk in,
Did we just make a save versus death?
when they right, you mean a death save? No, I mean a save versus death. Oh man, oh jeez,
This is so good.
So as you guys walk in, you see Oleg pulling crystals out of the display.
Aldous pulls Oleg back with a telekinetic shove. No, do not touch that.
Why?
Aldous,
We still don't-
I have to stop the simulation and it doesn't want to do anything, so I'm trying to fix it.
We still don't know what happens if it shuts off with people in there, though. We don't want it shutting off with Torner still in there.
Aldous,
Let's check him out.
I don't think they care about me. I think they just care about...
Oh, Alden is still in there. What am I thinking?
Well, it looks like the feeling's mutual.
Aldous is trying to summon the words to explain it to Oleg, and he just can't, so he does what he does best, as he has learned from Oleg himself. He takes another Dwarven Stout out of his inventory and just says, please just stay put for a little while.
I think Inara might have an explanation for Oleg, because I imagine, Kalis would have... Not Kalis. Aldous.
My
Aldous.
god, what is this? What is this, a Star Trek Voyager thing? Did you two get stuck in the transporter together and become one being?
Okay,
I was
let's
thinking
go.
the
That would be
Rivals
a
fucking
episode.
Dan.
That would be a terrifying build right there.
And then they would have to murder that resultant being to get you two back, like they did in
Yeah.
previous time.
I don't know if that's
With no
possible.
emotion.
Um,
With no emotion whatsoever. Oh, God. What would that even be? Would we talk at the same time? Would we have to script this out?
You would be a completely new, independent, separate entity like Tuvix from Voyager.
Right. Tuvix didn't have the voice modulation shit.
No, he was a completely new third dude who was completely separate from Tuvok or Neelix, which is why bringing Tuvok and Neelix back by separating him was objectively murdering somebody.
Okay,
It's shitty that Tuvok and Neelix had died in a horrible transporter experiment, but that's no excuse to kill a third person. Okay, sorry, go on.
This party has loose enough morals to pull that off.
So to answer, and Anarl would Alice would have explained
Wait, Oleg's talking! Oh my god.
Alice, you have to persuade Oleg, because Oleg now knows that there is chaos inside and he wants that bloody chaos out. He's very determined to pull out the flags.
Hello? I think my internet cut out. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You have to persuade Oleg not to kill us.
I heard you have to, and then that was it.
To convince Oleg not to pull the plugs.
I think Anarl can do it, because there has been some experience with chaos and stuff between them. This sort of subject. I at least have an idea of how she could explain it.
Then start talking.
The people in the simulation may have been born of chaos, but they have gone beyond it, much like the Harengon have, remember? Remember how I explained that to you?
That doesn't matter. There is evil chaos in there and we have to get rid of it.
Yes, we are working to take care of that. We have its general location.
Out in the real world and we have to kill the chaos.
They can't
we can kill the chaos without killing the people in the simulation.
If they cannot come out, then are they even alive?
Yes.
Yes.
How?
A caged bird is still a bird, Oleg.
Yeah, but you open the cage and you let the bird out, and the bird is still alive if you take it out.
But if you take a fish out of water, it won't survive. That simulation is their water, and they are the fish.
So can we put it in a fishbowl?
It sounds like they have families, and they've been living here a long time, says Strength Wizard.
Water isn't a cage. It's like taking you out of the air. It's nonsense.
But if they leave there, they don't have the capacity to live out here. Only in there, Oleg.
Can we make them some hats?
I
think she means like to bind their spirits so that they can leave to items.
I don't think we have the capability of doing that. This stuff is well beyond us. I think it might... Aldous is the only one here that has any understanding of it.
What about
it will take time.
What about we trap all of their souls in dolls? We have a lot of dolls. And we have a lot of traps. And we have Babushka.
Aldous is now pondering, can they be soulless but still be alive?
We don't know a lot of people.
Oleg, let's just take this one problem at a time. We know where the chaos is in there, and we can take care of it and make the simulation safe for them.
We can deal with the Fairfolk entity that is in the simulation, and we will have enough time to repair this.
But didn't the computer say that the energy was low?
That's energy what we're here is low because the simulation is expanding rapidly. Simply put, we'll have to install additional batteries or reboot the system without rebooting all of the memory and starting from scratch. We can do... we can change the hilt on the sword without replacing the blade. He's hoping that another analogy will work, but he knows it's not.
This thing has no hilts. All it has is crystals.
That's what we're going to fix. We're going to fix the crystals.
Okay, let's shuffle up the crystals. Let's shuffle the crystals. We'll find the right crystal, take it out,
That is not the solution to that problem.
It is more complicated than that. We can't just shuffle the crystals. Just like you can't shuffle your limbs, we can't shuffle the crystals.
But I can grow my limbs and I can shrink them.
Right, that was a poorly placed statement considering how mutative Oleg's people are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some bad logic, Canaro. This one's on you. Yeah, this one's on you.
If anyone could shuffle their limbs, it would be Oleg.
Okay,
Bad logic and all.
the computer is not as adaptive as you. So we can't. Like if you were to take my head, there we go. If you take my head and put it on my back, I'm not gonna do so well.
You could die.
I would very much die.
But your head is already over your back.
No, I said on my back, not over it.
It's
If
also
we were
on
to-
your back. The only thing that's like gluing it on is your neck. It's on your back. It's not under your back. It's on your back.
Think about
Okay,
it
but put it on
this
my
way,
foot.
friend. No,
I'll
we got
leans over
this.
to Anarl. Anatomy is not his strong suit.
Think about it. Think about it this way, Oleg. You know how if you don't eat, eventually you'll die? Yes?
Do I?
You do. He does know that. He does know that. Oleg
Okay.
does know that if you don't eat, you will die.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great.
Okay, sorry. No,
But the
I
thing
had
is,
to clarify that.
so many of the Verdants have died just because the people have killed them off, or rather the Fairfolk have killed them off. Not sure they ever had problems with starvation over there.
Probably, actually. That's probably one of the few forms of death that they actually know about.
Okay.
Because when you're chased by other people into bad parts, you end up dying of exposure. Okay, you know when you don't eat, you die, right? Well, these people have to eat this special power, Oleg. And if they stop eating that power for even a little bit, they die. So we have to find a way to keep feeding them power, whilst also fixing the simulation.
I have a question.
Okay.
So, let's say we feed them power,
Right.
and they
Through
keep
the
on
system.
growing. Keep on being more. And the power will be done then. But we won't be around. Won't they still die?
Not if we get a sufficient power device.
Yeah, but clearly the power that they have now, as long as it has lasted, is not enough. Eventually it won't be enough again.
It lasted thousands of years, Oleg. That's plenty of time for anybody to be able to continue maintaining repairs. You have to maintain your equipment. You have to maintain this. It's just like everything else in life.
I just love that Strength Wizard is more than just lifting. He's a
Yeah, he's
philosopher too.
flexing. Yeah, he went to magic school. Come on. He went to magic school. He has a pointy hat and everything. Got a big book full of gibberish. Pouch full of fancy animal parts. Diploma.
My God.
I love this.
He's unarguably a wizard. Come on.
Arguably. God.
Unarguably a wizard.
I just had to
Just
throw
you-
that out there.
Think,
He's a
think just
lifting
because he
philosopher.
runs around in a leotard that he's not some kind of actual magic school graduate? Jeez.
Majored in lifting, but minored in philosophy. The philosophy of life.
Right. Obviously.
He had a minor in Arcana too. He seems to know something.
Yeah, he went to magic school, obviously. He knows stuff. He learned! Oh, man. Yeah,
I'm gonna get a
so,
refill.
no, yeah.
I'll be back.
You do that, man.
So, yes, if you want to look at the screen, it has some items on it that would either fix or repower the device. There's a big cube that has glowing blue lines on it. There's a big blue orb. There's a crazy, like, weird tuning fork looking thing. And there's like 4 or 5 other things that you would have to, that will tell you more about off camera.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they can be designed in later.
The simulation can, at least at current, He kind of looks vaguely in the direction of where Calden would be, like to the door. Current power consumption, this can last for months. That is plenty of time to deal with the fair folk. Let's just go in there and get rid of it.
Anybody here have any input for that?
Should we locate the devices first? Well, no. Well, we at least know what the devices look like now.
Yeah, you've got a whole list of them.
Yeah.
We can collect them later.
Yeah.
Well,
So I guess
within the next 6 months, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we should go take care of the fair folk then.
Well, at least right now. Oh, and on that note, Torner, you catch up with with Calden.
Torner
Calden,
is AFK right now. Oh, never mind. He
right.
just got back.
Calden, you notice as you're running around on your giant running horse head monstrosity that there's a ostrich running up behind you.
What?
Mouth agape, neck forward, wings out. Ah! He leaps in front of you and becomes Torner.
Stop! Oh, fucking God! Stop!
So the horse is going 13 miles an hour.
Yep.
It probably doesn't stop on a dime, does it?
You can at least steer
Stop
it.
pretty fast.
It would be nice comedic relief if it did.
Stop, please! Oh God, it's not stopping fast enough! What do I have to do to avoid the horse? What do I have to do to avoid the steed?
Well,
Dex?
no, it's good. You can stop on a dime. It's fine.
Oh, jeez.
That's a lot of deceleration. Oh God.
Oh, I love it. The inertia.
Calden goes flying off.
This, by the way, is what the Calden's Phantom Steed looks like. This specifically. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Whenever Calden is on a Phantom Steed, we want you to think about that
What the fuck is
specific
that?
gift.
What?
That's Calden's Phantom Steed! We just said! That's what that is!
That's not a phantom! That's not a phantom steed! That's an ostrich with a horse head! That is fucking terrifying!
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is, Torner? We'll tell you what that is. We'll tell you if you want to know. It is a large, quasi-real, horse-like creature.
Oh my God, that's fucking terrifying. How do you even get on that thing and just not... How do you ride that?
It has... Now imagine it, but with a saddle and a bit and bridle also. Because explicitly it says it is equipped with a saddle, a bit, and a bridle.
Where does the saddle go?
On the back!
There's no
underneath
room
the neck.
there!
Clearly.
A bag. It's all just neck and butt.
On the butt, clearly.
What the fuck?
Originally I wanted to
I'm
have
gonna
it
do
have
it
a floating head.
Just to avoid that entirely. Like, that's wrong on so many levels.
and every time you have seen him make a Phantom Steed, which has been a few times at this point, he makes that, and then he
I don't
jumps
think it
on
actually
it and
has.
runs off.
Okay, so Torner's not flipping the fuck out.
So,
I'm flipping the fuck out.
I think I only would have made it when I was leaving, when I was coming back from the trip. And
Yeah,
now
so they've seen it a couple times now. Then and now.
but it would be
It's still
nowhere
terrifying.
near Torner's area.
It's still unnerving. Either way, it's still unnerving. I mean, I'm a druid, for fuck's sake. This is
And
just
that is an aberration.
wrong.
Yeah.
It's an aberration. It is just wrong on so many levels.
Actually, I
Wow.
believe it would be a monstrosity.
No, it's an aberration. A monstrosity are things that shouldn't exist. Aberrations are things that really kind of can't exist.
Okay, do I save to get out of the way, or does he go flying?
No, it's
upwards?
fine. It's fine. It is a magical, large, quasi-real horse-like entity. It can stop on a dime.
And not send its rider flying.
Okay.
And not
Okay.
send its rider flying or anything. Also, you gotta remember, it's literally only 13 miles an hour. We don't know about you guys, but we can run almost 13 miles an hour.
Yeah, 13 miles an hour really isn't that bad.
We mean,
When you
it's
get
just
into
a
the
little...
30s, that's when it becomes problematic.
Yeah.
I have no idea what 13 miles an hour looks like because I don't live in America.
Okay,
13
listen.
miles
13
an hour.
miles an hour.
No, guys, wait.
It-
Think about how fast you can run. How fast can you possibly run, Calden? Can you imagine that?
Like full sprint.
Like,
Okay.
at your personal fastest, you imagine how fast that is when you're running.
Okay.
That's like 10
That's
miles
pretty
an hour.
close. Yeah, that's pretty close.
That's like 10 miles an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. 13 miles an hour is like, you're not quite...
Usain Bolt at the Olympics. Yeah, Usain Bolt at the Olympics is like that.
Yeah. Olympic level athletes run 13 miles an hour plus.
We think Usain Bolt is like 12.79 or something like that.
Basically, if you put your car in gear and just let the engine start idling forward, it will top out at like 10 or 13 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's like 20k. Alright.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, do you stop or do you let... That's what I want to know.
I'm gonna stop because
Okay.
I can always summon another one. What the hell?
Okay.
What the hell are you doing, Torner?
You need to stop. We figured out a few things while you were gone. If you keep going, you're going to cause a little more trouble. What was the name of that program thing again?
Piranha.
Corona, open the door. Let us out of here, please.
The gate near where Olek is closes and then opens again. Because the gate is changing locations inside of the simulation. And then the gate opens up near the two of you.
All right. We figured some shit out. I'm not running all the way back, so that's right. Just go through the fucking door. Let's go. I need wine. I need something to drink. Holy shit.
Cullen's gonna dismount and slowly go through the door, confused as to how the fuck it just changed locations.
Yeah, just talk to the technician. I'm gonna collapse in the doorway.
Nice.
In the meantime,
Drag me through.
started drinking
And close the door.
Beer.
Oh man, yeah, actually, so Olek, you're outside of the door, so the door closed, and then opened back up, and then suddenly there was Torner and Calden, and Torner walks through and passes out in front of you. Nice.
What?
Close the door again, please.
The chaos nearly killed Turner.
It's not the chaos.
I think he nearly killed himself.
So what we think is hilarious is Torner is like over 300 years old, which means that he's like very, very, very old for a dwarf, and then he turned into an ostrich and just ran like, 20 miles or whatever to come get you. Fool's just tired.
Don't forget to pull my feet through before you close the door.
Cullen's not pulling you.
Aldous, however, is.
You guys got back surprisingly fast. I thought we would have to make the trip back.
Okay, Cullen is gonna go straight to Aldous and ask him what the fuck is going on.
Short and simple, we found the overseer of the program, an information dispensing entity, and we have learned that if you were to travel so far off into the city areas of the region that haven't been generated, it would significantly increase the amount of allocated bandwidth and result in a significant increase to the energy drain of the simulation.
What happens when it runs out of power?
Let's not...
Everybody goes.
Everyone dies, said Strength Wizard.
That sounds
Inside.
about right.
Everyone inside that dies.
Well, you
Yes.
wouldn't want to kill people inside or out now, would you?
They're not real.
That's the problem. They've been...
Yes, they are. The simulation has significantly expanded beyond its original parameters of pure simulation, and has... Let me put it like this. It is more quasi-real than your steed.
Okay.
Shots fired!
Sick ass burn!
Look at me. Do you think that I think that steed is real?
It's quasi-real.
Put another way.
I can summon multiple of them.
You do know that twins exist, right?
Oh, man.
I can make 5 of them at a time.
And
Why have we been... No,
I've had
unconscious. I don't
6
hear this.
children.
I'm unconscious. I don't hear this.
Yeah, big deal. An RL can make 5 babies at a time. It's not a big...
She had 6 or 7.
Okay, maybe the problem here is that clearly Aldous thinks that whatever chaos is inside there, I have to be a bit more lucky. Whatever chaos is inside there is alive and real, and Kaldin thinks that it's not, that it's just fake, that it's just simulation. Now,
meanwhile, Oleg thinks that it's real, and that's why we should destroy it.
but that's the point, right? Oleg right now is busy drinking up all of Aldous' beer.
Aldous' beer.
Aldous specifically gave you beer.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's
the thing
fucking
is,
teamwork.
the thing is, right? So what the group has to establish right now is, do we consider the simulation real or not? So that's the crux. If we figure that out, then the solution is easy, right? The moment we can decide, okay, the simulation we consider this real life goes one direction. If we consider it not real life, we go the other direction.
Right, because obviously you're not going to kill real people. That would be fucking hella evil. You would obviously... Right, but if they're not real people, who cares?
But that aside, it's not like it's even real or not real people. We have established already that the group is perfectly capable of killing real creatures as long as they consider them evil, which is why Oleg doesn't have too much of a problem. There is chaos inside, evil, brutal chaos, and he wants to protect his people, therefore he goes after the chaos.
Oleg, listen.
We've established that the party is perfectly fine with killing real people. Oh my god.
They're trying to turn our ways around.
Oleg doesn't have a point, though.
Are you, Turner? Are you trying to
murdered the
turn
prince.
your ways around? Not only did you murder the prince and then got the shit kicked out of you by your master for doing all of that, but what's the first thing you do? On the first adventure back on your feet after that, you burn down another forest! Like, are you trying to turn your ways around?
I said trying. I said trying, okay?
It was literally your first option. It looks like you're actually,
I pitched it. I didn't act unilaterally. I did not act unilaterally. I pitched the idea like, hey, there's a whole lot of nope here. Do you guys agree? Should I burn this to the ground?
And may I remind you all, guys, that Kaldin saved the life of the Princess Pau, because Pau was really, really eager to get the crown, getting everyone else into trouble, and he was the one saying no. So at the end of the day, even if not wanted to, there is a certain amount of, killing is just fine in the subconscious of the team.
It's funny, actually, because she's not princess anymore. She's not even a queen anymore. That's an RL.
But she's alive.
Queen now. You guys don't know if she would have not been alive afterward anyway.
But the thing is, right, the suspicion was that it's a trap, and that therefore it would have been very likely that she got into trouble. At least.
Right.
And not even her. Chances are that the whole camp could have been in trouble. So it was a very logical conclusion that it could have caused a lot of death.
All we're gonna say is don't try telling her that Kaldin saved her life.
I should zip.
We should.
Oleg,
Oh my god.
Oleg, please.
you talk to the people inside there. They're they may. I don't know how it happened, but they're real people.
You
They're real
do not
people living their
understand the
lives.
chaos.
Yeah, I don't. But we
I
know they
had
can't
voices
leave.
in my head, and they were not real either.
Yeah, we know that, but they can't
And
leave.
they convinced me that they were real, and they were not real. What if those voices in there, what if those people in there, they're telling you they're real, but in reality, they're just a witch, not a witch, a spell to keep you trapped, to keep you enchanted. Don't fall for it.
Oleg, we have the ability to come and go as we please on demand. There is nothing holding us in there.
That's what we have now.
If you want to get rid of the chaos in there, there is a fair folk in the room that we can go deal with.
Okay, I have
hurt these nice people.
We don't hurt these nice people. They're not real.
Oh my god.
Alright, look.
This party will never have unity. Pathfinder is going to flop.
Hold on. Let me try to negotiate with Oleg real quick. Oleg, this thing it's made to protect life, alright? It didn't shut down because there's someone real in there, right? Now, because it's been running for so long, the people in there are considered real and alive too. It's not going to shut down. It's been running so long and doing this much damage to itself to keep these people alive because it's considering them real.
Okay,
just as real as the one dude that's in there.
Out of character. The only reason the computer considers those people to be real is because it's stuck to code. It is stuck to the code that has been programmed with.
Oh no. Are you going to say that you're just going to reprogram this computer into being perfectly fine with genociding people?
No, I can't! Colton has no experience with a computer.
That's true.
In character, cannot do anything. I can't even really attempt it. I'm saying this out of character because it's aggravating.
Okay, sorry. We thought you were, like, legit saying it in character.
No.
Okay.
I can't say it in character, so I have to say it out of character, or else it's gonna drive me insane.
Alright, so out of character, from my understanding from what Shy was saying, it has the parameter of preserving life, which means it has some programmed understanding of what is and is not life, and so the fact that it has changed its mind to now consider the simulations living means something. It's not programmed to preserve the simulation in that sense. It is programmed to preserve life.
Okay, counter-argument.
Think about it this way. In Star Trek, in the holodeck has safety precautions that are put in hand, and obviously the holodeck doesn't apply these safety precautions to the simulations it makes. It just applies these safety precautions to the humans. Well, over the course of time, the people in the simulation, in the Moriarty Universe, became so real and so realistic that now they tick off all of the boxes that any other occupant would.
Another example, the Doctor from Voyager.
Can you turn off the safety parameters?
Oh my god. Hey, Calden, can you move one shift in alignment toward evil?
That would put me at evil.
Ooh,
I think that's kind of the point.
Well, you're on that real
go through with that.
balance. You're in neutral territory. Every decision has weight.
I'm in chaotic neutral.
Okay, but the question still remains, right? Because if because like Oleg, for example, considers this clearly chaos and illusion. So Oleg would not kill people because in his mind there are no people. And the question is, does Kaldin consider them people? Because if he doesn't, if he's like, no, this is a simulation, then he's in the same boat where it's like, this is not actually real people. You do not actually kill something. The system has worked for thousands of years, hundreds of thousands. Chances are it's just completely bugged out and might consider anything life.
They're not people because they're illusions. Conjured up by a computer that has been running for far too long.
Okay, out of character, you detected their thoughts.
They do have thoughts.
Yeah, they have
Creature.
thoughts.
Do illusions project thoughts? Do illusions project thoughts?
Not usually. No. No. Nobody could cast a major illusion spell and then called and come in and try to read its thoughts. He would get nothing. Yeah.
I feel like
this is far beyond the purview of what this kind of machine should be doing.
And yet, that, the fact that there is a overseer of the program proves that they're all fake.
no. That is not how that works, Calden.
It proves that they're all living entities made of magic and light.
Yeah, I refer back to the Doctor from Voyager.
So do you consider the Doctor from Voyager to be a real person?
Do you consider artificial intelligence sentient?
Do you consider Data? Yeah, do you consider Data from TNG to be a real person?
Yeah, Data's a better example.
We mean, he's actually solid. He's made of like metal and parts and shit, but it's exactly the same question.
I love this so much. I love this.
They litigated this in The Measure of a Man. Data is alive.
I think I am going to say no.
Actually, in The Measure of a Man, the verdict was specifically inconclusive. The judge did not know if Data was alive and a person or not, or if he was just a thing. But she did
give him the right of choice. She did give him the right of choice.
She gave him the right of choice because it would be a scientific tragedy to not let this experiment play out its total course. She doesn't know if Data's real and a real person, and the only way to tell if Data's a real person is to continue to let him do things.
Okay, here is a problem though. Yeah, if the data is what is real life, then all you have to do is to save back up the data, restart the computer, and restart the data, because the data itself doesn't get deleted.
We were in that case talking about Data, the character, not the concept, but yes, that's also true.
That does extend to the Doctor analogy as well.
That does extend to the Doctor analogy as well, yes, absolutely.
I feel like in this situation, given the whole holodeck thing, the Doctor is the better comparison than Data. Because I think they had
The Doctor is a hologram.
Because they had a similar situation, when he, with copyright thing, when he, published his story.
I have to be
I've
honest
actually seen
that I do not know any much about Star Trek, so you can talk about all of these doctors and stuff all you want. I have to pass it together.
Long story short, really long story, really short, the main Doctor of Voyager is an emergency hologram, and he's there the entire series, and it regularly goes back to asking, is he a real person? At which point, at the end point, the functional answer is, well, yeah. Because he's been a real person for 7 seasons at that point,
I've actually seen an episode of Voyager. It looked really fun, and I do want to watch it at some point.
Voyager's our favorite Star Trek of the older generations.
It was my uncle's favorite Star Trek, but anyway.
But Oleg is absolutely... Iset and Oleg are absolutely right, one way or the other. No. If you could find something that could back up all of the information before the reboot, that would also work, yes.
Put another way,
right? Just to get my point across. Right now, Oleg has the following idea, and whether that's true or not doesn't matter because it's Oleg. He thinks there is chaos inside, right? He doesn't think that the simulation is chaos. He thinks the simulation is a simulation, and there's chaos inside. And so he thinks, okay, so you take all of this, whatever magic there is, put it in a box. Let the chaos die, which is still inside of that place, right? Because the chaos gets killed as soon as you turn off the whatever simulation, right? And then you put the little simulation people from the box back into the simulation house, and there you go, everything is solved. So he would have killed the chaos in his mind, and, saved.
And backed up a copy.
And Aldous would be absolutely willing to go along with this plan as so long as it preserves their lives, which means that we cannot shut it down right now, and this will take time to do, which is why we need to go in there to remove the occupant.
Which is the
chaos.
The
Strength Wizard's gonna stick his head into this and go, well, the occupant has been there for a few 100,000 years, and we still have 6 months left, so I don't think he's going anywhere.
Well, from what I've been told, he is a babbling, insane person in some ruins at the moment. He might
also maybe a fair folk.
And also maybe a fair folk. Yeah. Can fair folk even go insane?
Okay, can we find the box to put all of these people in so that we can just turn it off and get rid of the fair folk?
Aldous will remind Oleg of all of the things that were on the screen are solutions to the problem of the simulation. That will take
like
time.
Reading the screen.
No, but he will remind Oleg that there was a whole screen that he went through to look, a whole set of archives that he went through for solutions to this problem. And they exist. There are solutions. They take time, but they are there. Is what Aldous is going to convey.
Can he work on a solution? Well, hell, we got time. So we get the occupant out. That should make it easier to deal with this stuff, right?
Well, the occupant's been in there the entire time. You have to get the occupant out at some point to reset it, but it doesn't seem like the occupant is going anywhere, so...
And you can reset it without deleting all of the data.
Yeah.
I've got a wild shape left. Is it possible... Does anyone have any objections to this? Can I go back in there, fly around, see if I can figure out where this guy might be, and then come back and we make a game plan?
Probably.
Well, if we can move the door, we could probably move the door within range of whoever it is.
So I go scouting, find out about where he's at, land, call the door, get back in and close it, and then we make a game plan.
So you turn into a giant eagle and fly over and around the smoke plume. It's rough because you are, as a matter of fact, a bird, and smoke is rough on birds. But you figured out, you see in the far southern distances a group of ruins, and then you hit your half-hour mark and you have to come and land down again. Unfortunately, you can't get the... Sorry, our dog just dumbed and scared herself. It's fine. She's very sweet. She's a little dumb. You see the ruins, but at that point you get about to your half an hour point, and you have to go back down and land at the fringe of the forest. At which point you find that the gate will not appear within like half a mile of the forest.
Huh. Well, that's interesting.
We can't use the doorway to cheat our way in or as an emergency exit out.
Nope. As you go out, as you call the gate, the door outside closes, and then the control panel says, error, insufficient code stability, and then opens back up.
Alright.
The bad code in the Dark Forest is making everything hell.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Well, then I guess we'll have to open the door, farther away from the forest. We'll at least get as near as we can.
Is there anything Aldous can do from? Is there anything Aldous can do?
Get back with the door to walk my ass back?
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Because I don't want to be stuck alone in a fucking dark forest.
Yeah. Is there anything Aldous could do from the computer to repair the Dark Forest, if you will?
It would take months, as mentioned.
Okay.
Years even, to properly code everything by hand.
Well then, it sounds like we need an in and out operation.
So are you guys taking your break for the day from the hotel and leaving for a second to get your bearings?
Yeah, we should maybe see if there's any way to stabilize the lights at least so it'll stop driving the spiders crazy.
Yeah.
As long as the power keeps doing everything, or as long as the program keeps doing everything, the entire complex will reroute the energy to the simulation to keep everything in there going.
Yeah.
Alright.
This is pretty much the sole source of the problem, so that's not really... not until we fix it, or install more energy.
And I'm guessing there's no way to have the simulation draw less power.
So as you for our final little thing, as you leave the Temple of Genesis, you see the weaselish-looking man, the inspector, who came and checked out everything, and he doesn't look happy, and he says, "Oh, I'm glad that you did come here, that you're all here right now. Good. Unfortunately, I have sent word back through the telepathic channels to the Frontier Establishment Cooperative, and they are in universal agreement that your community did not maintain itself, so regrettably we will have to be adding the failure of your contiguous colony to our ledgers, and I will have to be refunding you all of your appropriate payments to our dear cooperative. However, this is quite an unusual incident, and I think I shall be staying in the area more to research what is going on, and perhaps at a later date, we will talk with the cooperative about something new. New rules and stipulations. I think there's reason for... Good, no. I think there's reason for expansion of our previous bureaucracy, but I, of course, will have to stay here for longer and observe how you respective communities maintain the peace.
I see.
We thank you for your patience and understanding.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
This is a good learning opportunity because, we're clearly not at each other's throats yet, but we do have difficulty... we do have difficulty staying together as one, but we can still work together.
And with that, he snaps his fingers and gestures back at that line of wagons that he brought. As promised, full refunds for each of you, minus processing fees at 20,000 gold pieces per individual. Feel free to collect at your own leisure.
Of course, thank you.
So everybody is free to add 20,000 gold pieces to their money.
Jesus Christ.
You guys all paid a respectable amount of money to get paired with each other.
Mm-hmm.
That was literally episode 1.
Okay,
So, yeah, that's pretty much the end of the episode. That's what we've got for here. Thanks everybody for coming and watching.
out of curiosity, is that in gold or platinum?
That's in gold.
Jesus
just to throw it out there, it feels like, it's more advantageous to people who partner with this cooperative to fall apart and get their refund instead of keeping the guys funded.
The cooperative will actually do a lot to make sure that your community is stable and contiguous if they think they have anything that they can do about it. But this guy arrived and was like, are you fucking serious? You guys have different walls, different laws, different stipulations. One community doesn't like magic while all of the other communities are damn near magocracies.
I have a question that's completely unrelated. I was wanting to try to wild shape into a giant eagle after I cast locate object to try and find my staff. Do I get any sense on where my staff is?
We'll get to that later.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. Good question. It's absolutely coming up. Don't worry. All right. So we think that's going to be enough for today. Everybody, say goodbye.
Have a good
one.
Bye.
All right, everybody, stay safe, stay inside, stay healthy, and remember to help each other. Boy.